now, let's talk about mga bagay or objects. So there are some questions here that I asked the class. Kumusta ang iyong linggo? Masaya ka ba ngayong araw? Or are you happy today? Ilan ang klase mo ngayong araw? Or how many classes do you have today? And maraming salamat sa iyong pagsagot ng takdang aralin, or thank you very much for answering your homework. Okay? Now, our salita ng araw or word of the day is yugto. Yugto means a fundamental transition or development of a story or phenomenon, or it simply translates to chapter or part. So when you say yugto ng isang storya, okay, a chapter of a story, okay, yugto ng iyong buhay, a chapter of your life. Okay, so that's the meaning of yugto. Yugto means chapter or part. Okay, and it's a noun. So if we may review, we also had other salita ng araw, mga salita ng araw before. So we have kilig, okay, makisig, tadhana, and I hope that you could still recall the meaning of each of these words. Okay, other vocabularies. So I already mentioned this last time. Papel is paper. Aklat or libro is book. Cuaderno is notebook. Okay, cuaderno. Next set, we have pisara. So pisara may mean chalkboard or whiteboard. Okay, it's still called, both of them are called pisara. Okay, then in English we say bag, but in Filipino we say bag. Bag, not a sound, it's bag. Bag. Okay, in English we say computer, right? Computer, but in Filipino we say computer. Computer. So you really emphasize every syllable. Computer. Next one, eraser is pambura. Pambura. Table is either mesa or la mesa. I already talked about this last time. And then chair can be upuan or silya. Okay. Next one, cell phone. Okay. Cell phone in Filipino is cellphone. Cellphone. Okay. Umbrella, we say payong. Payong. Key, we say susi. Susi. So there's a glottal stop here. Don't say susi. It's I. Susi. Okay. Now, water bottle or water container, whatever term you call this one, it's sisidlan ng tubig in Filipino. Okay? Sisidlan ng tubig. Handkerchief is panyo. Glottal stop. Panyo. Panyo. Okay. Pencil is lapis. Lapis. And then ball pen is ball pen. Ball pen. So emphasize every syllable to make it Filipino, to make it sound like Filipino word. Ball pen. Ball pen. Okay. Now, this time, let's talk about the use of the demonstrative ito, iyan, at iyon in the Filipino language, or the use of this and that. Okay. Now, if you notice, in the English language, we have 4 demonstrative pronouns, right? This, these, that, and those. But in the Filipino language, we only have 3. Ito, iyan, at iyon. Okay. Now, let's consider this non-prose material here on the screen. I think this illustrates very well the use of the different demonstrative pronouns in the English language. So if it is singular, we use this, right? This is an apple. If it's plural and then it's near, you say these are apples. Okay? Now if it's singular and it's far, we say that is an apple. But if it's far and it's plural, we say those are apples. Okay? But what happens when we translate this to Filipino? For the first one, this is an apple, we say either ito ay mansanas or ito ay isang mansanas. Okay, so we use ito for this, and then for something that is near. Now notice how this one is translated to Filipino. Ito ay mga mansanas. So it's still near. However, since we're talking about plural here, that's why we added the marker mga, okay, to make it plural, the mansanas. So ito ay mga mansanas. Now, for the next one, we say far, and then singular, you say iyan ay mansanas, or iyan ay isang mansanas, or you could also use iyon ay mansanas. Okay, now I'll explain why iyan and iyon can be both used for this one, that. Okay, and then we have, those are apples, iyon ay mga mansanas. So apples, plural, that's why we added mga here. But notice, we used iyon only. Okay, now for the specific uses of ito, iyan, and iyon, remember, ginagamit ang ito sa mga bagay na malapit sa nagsasalita. Okay, which means to say that we use ito for objects that are very near to the speaker. So if I'm the one speaking and it's just right next to me, then I use ito. Okay, example, ito ay laptop. Okay, ito ay cellphone. So that's how we use ito. But we use iyan if the object is far, okay, far from the speaker. So if it's like, it's not that near, but if it's far, but it's still reachable, then I can use iyan. Example, iyan ay cellphone, or iyan ay mag-aaral, iyan ay guro. So we use iyan. However, if the location of the person or the object being referred to is farther, okay, farther than in the example I set for iyan, then that's the time that you have to use iyon. Okay, very distant already. So you say, iyon ay cellphone, okay, which means it's very far from me. Or iyon ay mag-aaral, okay, that is a student, okay, very far also. Okay. Now I think the perfect example would be like this. Okay, let's say you have an umbrella. Okay, so if you use ito, you're holding the umbrella, or it's just next to you. Ito ay payong, okay, or this is an umbrella. If it's just next to me, not too close, but next to me, it's still reachable, I would say, iyan ay umbrella, or iyan ay payong. Okay? But if it's too far from me, I would say, iyon ay payong. Okay, do you see the difference? Now, if we go back to this example, we would notice that the use of English demonstrative pronouns depends on, first, if it's singular or plural, right? So if it's singular, you can use either this or that. Or if it's plural, we can use these or those. Second, it depends on the distance. Okay, you can use this and this if it's close or near, and that or those if it's too far. But in Filipino, first one, we have to base it on the distance as well. So if it's close, we use ito. However, the far can be subdivided to far and farther. So if it's just far, you say iyan. But if it's farther, like really distant from you, you say iyon. Okay, you don't use iyan. And to make it plural, we just add mga before the noun. Okay. Now, if it's a declarative sentence or pasalaysay na pangmusap, this is how you structure the sentence. Ito ay payong, iyan ay payong, iyon ay payong. Now, how about this one? Plural, because we are seeing keys here. So we say, ito ay mga susi, iyan ay mga susi, iyon ay mga susi. Okay? And then, if it is an interrogative sentence asking a question, okay, yes or no question, so this is a cellphone, okay, we say, cellphone ba ito? Cellphone ba iyan? Cellphone ba iyon? Okay, so that's how you use ito, iyan, and iyon in this context. Another example, if it's plural, mga lapis ba ito? Mga lapis ba iyan? Mga lapis ba iyon? Okay, so there's a difference also with the distance. So again, do not forget to add mga before the noun if you want to pluralize it. Okay, so let's try these examples. Okay, declarative sentence o pasalaysay na pangusap, and then we have here notebook. So what's the Filipino for notebook? It is kwaderno. So we say, ito ay kwaderno, iyan ay kwaderno, iyon ay kwaderno. Okay, let's try this one. Handkerchiefs. So declarative sentence, pasalaysay na pangungusap, we say, ito ay mga panyo, iyan ay mga panyo, Iyon ay mga panyo. Okay? How about this one? What is this in Filipino? Sisidlan ng tubig. Okay? Declarative sentence still. Ito ay sisidlan ng tubig. Iyan ay sisidlan ng tubig. Iyon ay sisidlan ng tubig. How about this one? Chairs. And then declarative sentence. So we say, ito ay mga upuan o silya. Iyan ay mga upuan o silya. Iyon ay mga upuan o silya. Let's try interrogative this time. Computer. Okay? We say, computer ba ito? Computer ba iyan? Computer ba iyon? Okay? How about for this one? What's the plural for this? Mga aklat o mga libro. Okay? Mga aklat ba ito? Mga aklat ba iyan? Mga aklat ba iyon? Okay? How about this one? This is ball pen. Ball pen. Okay. Ball pen ba ito? Ball pen ba iyan? Ball pen ba iyon? Okay. And this one, interrogative still. Tables. Mga mesa ba ito? Mga mesa ba iyan? Mga mesa ba iyon?